Blink and you'll miss it, but this small Easter egg in Star Trek Picard Season 2 Episode 2 might reveal even more for the upcoming episodes of Season 2, and perhaps a future Season 3 that has just wrapped filming. Now, this extremely brief Easter egg towards the end of Season 2 Episode 2 gives us our first look at Brent Spiner's new character, who we've briefly seen in promotional trailers for the season. This is of course Adam Soong, a far long distant ancestor of Noonien and Alton Soong, the latter being featured in Picard Season 1. Let's explore more. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get straight into it. So even before trailers of Star Trek Picard Season 2, we were aware that Brent Spiner would be returning based off several comments from actors and production staff. Though we didn't know what role he would be playing. Based off the first season ending, we knew it would not be Data, due to how that storyline ended. So what's the deal? Before we do dive into the video, if you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. Oh, by the way, we're very close to 100k subscribers, about 20,000 off right now. Can you help us get there? If so, let's make it so. So far, we've not seen Brent Spiner in any episodes yet. Though, as I mentioned earlier, we did get a hint of his new role in Episode 2, Penance, which shows off what we presume is his new character in the Star Trek universe. Timestamped around 42.5 minutes, right before we get to the Eradication Day ceremony, there was a shot of San Francisco. Now, this is kind of common since we've seen shots of modern San Francisco in both modern iterations of Star Trek, such as Picard and Discovery, both featuring the Golden Gate Bridge. This version has the Confederation San Francisco, but with a statue of Adam Soong. Brent Spiner can be heard providing a voiceover of the statue saying, "A safe galaxy is a human galaxy." As a few Trekkies on Twitter have pointed out, the closed captions of the episode reveal the voice line is by a character named Adam. So far, we barely know anything about Adam Soong. Though, based off of trailers, we'll be seeing him very soon when we travel to the year of 2024, with Picard and the La Serena crew. Already it seems like Adam Soong is the center point for what has potentially created this alternate timeline we see the Confederation taking place in, and the one that Jean-Luc and the crew need to escape to reset time. In the trailers, we see Q approaching Adam Soong, likely triggering the timeline change by inflicting certain events. If I had to theorize, and let's be honest, you know I want to, but it would seem that Q gave Soong the key to something, perhaps creating synthetic beings earlier in the timeline. This therefore would have allowed the Confederation to rapidly advance their technology and create the synthetics, therefore raging war of our species and eradicating them in the Star Trek universe. Now obviously we see synths in 2401 in the alternate timeline. I mean, Picard even has a slave synth named Harvey. This android appears to be the same A500 model that the Federation produced in the 2380s to build the Romulan relocation fleet. Of course, this would be the same model that eventually were hacked by the Zhat Vash and destroyed the entire fleet, as well as the Federation's Utopia Planitia shipyard. If Q gave Adam Soong the formula, or technology to create synthetic beings in the early 2020s, then that would explain the Confederation's rise to power and domination of the Alpha Quadrant. Also how for certain characters will change in the timeline. We're presuming that Adam did indeed create this, and we might learn it very soon if Picard leaves the 2400s and jumps back to the 2020s to fix the future. Now of course, we do know that the Soong family tree is an acquired taste and slightly problematic. History-wise, after Adam Soong's appearance, which we don't know much about just yet, we've got to talk about Arak Soong, who appeared in the 22nd century. He was responsible for augments instead of cybernetics, which his family tree were typically associated with. These augments caused numerous issues with Captain Jonathan Archer of the NX-01 Enterprise. Eventually, Arak decided to focus on creating artificial life forms, rather than attempting to perfect humanity due to them being too problematic. Arak Soong does admit to himself that the idea of synthetic life will take a generation or two to fully complete. This turns out to be true in the end, as his descendants, Dr. Noonien Soong and Dr. Alton Soong, would create androids like Data, B4, Lore, and Soji. Data, who appears in Star Trek Picard Season 1, mentions that the Soong family are an acquired taste. As others have pointed out, such as Den of Geek, this can be taken and interpreted as the Soong family have a scary reputation about genetic superiority and discrimination based on said theories. As an example of this, some of the synthetics in Season 1, such as Suture, decided they were superior to humanity and tried to kill everyone or those around them, such as Lore, who was a thorn in the side of Jean-Luc Picard and the crew of the Enterprise D. Some Sims at one point or another have even used racism to justify widespread murder or genocide. I mean, just look at Picard Season 1. If these synthetics were created earlier on in the timeline, it would explain the alt timeline which we find the Confederation taking place in. It would have had a genocidal nature early on, and therefore been a vital component of the Confederation's plans to dominate the Alpha Quadrant, and lay waste to species such as the Vulcans, Romulans, and even the Borg Collective. The ultimate question remains, why did Q specifically change the timeline of Adam Soong? Of all the people and all the reasons, I wonder why. Perhaps it's to do with a connection of Jean-Luc is now also synthetic himself. Time will tell. Then again, time is broken, so who knows? Alright, that's it from us on the channel. What do you think of our theory for Star Trek Picard Season 2? Let us know in the comments below, because if you're talking about Star Trek, then we want to hear about it. Make it so. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.